welcome to the monitor. Hey, it's a celebration. Got a big week this week, that's why I'm standing up. We're going to talk about the return of a great old video game to a new screen. We're going to talk about a new comic from the best creator-owned line in the business. But first, we're going to turn the monitor into the Hobbiter. Not because the movie is out this week, because it is not. It is out next week, and we will talk about it then. But because it is the Hobbit week on the Colbert Report on Comedy Central. Not only are there guests from The Hobbit all week on the show, from Martin Freeman to Peter Jackson to Ian McKellen, but there is a graphic they're running at the beginning of the show that really needs to be seen to be appreciated, if not outright believed. Why wouldn't you believe it? Of course they do it. It's a TV show. They have that kind of money. But it's fantastic, and it's also pretty funny. It's kind of like those New Yorker covers with the fake maps. I love a fake map. I love a fake map, but they do a good fake map. It's a good fake Middle-earth map. It's like New York is Middle-earth. Do you see what I'm getting at? Anyway, it's a good week of television. I always like when they do a theme thing, or they go a place, or they do a thing, and they're doing a thing on the Colbert Report. It's after The Daily Show, all week long on Comedy Central. Let's talk about comic books. Now, Image Comics, which of course is a great creator-owned line, has been having a pretty incredible 2012. I've talked about the book Fatale on this show. I have talked about the book Saga on this show. There have been others that I will talk about in our year-end show. But the newest in the great Image project starts this week. It is called Blackacre. It is written by Duffy Boudreau, a name which in my mind goes with kind of an outsized Cajun chef. And it is drawn by Wendell Cavalcanti. First issue also has a cover by Michael Avon Eaming, who is a favorite artist of mine. Basically, it takes place in the near future, in a time when piracy on the high seas has tipped the geopolitical balance. Concurrently, there is a shadowy force in the United States that has claimed federal lands ostensibly for good, but has instead erected this gleaming high-rise city-state called Blackacre. It is Crazy Town. It is a tale of class warfare and espionage and deception and uncertainty. There are have-nothings, there are have-a-lots. There is a guy named Hull who is a paramilitary guard on the wall, which might sound a lot like Game of Thrones. I know it did to me, but there's a very similar concept in the book Blackacre. At any rate, while Boudreau and Cavalcanti are both relative newcomers, the book has garnered a lot of pre-release buzz. Writers like Jonathan Hickman and Matt Fraction have already thrown the weight of their cosigns behind it, and I would like to add my own totally insignificant voice to that mix. I think it's a great debut. I think it's an auspicious first issue, and if you're looking for something new, I highly recommend it. It's at shops now, it's online now, it's called Blackacre, it's out on Image. Let's talk video games. So we have talked about Middle-earth, and we have talked about future espionage. It's clearly time for gangsters and hookers, because Rockstar Games, for the 10th anniversary of Grand Theft Auto Vice City, is bringing it out this week for iOS devices. And I'm not saying you should play it on your phone, though you probably could. I'm saying you're going to want to play it for your larger device, your iPad, your iPad mini, your iPad Maxi. I don't know. If you have a Maxi Pad, try it on that. At any rate, it is essentially the exact same game as the original Vice City, which of course follows Tommy Vercetti through a very LA-ish, a simulacrum, might we say, of LA, wheeling and dealing and shooting and killing and pillaging. If your superego is getting tired from controlling your id and you want to let your id out, play a GTA game. There is nothing that lets you wreak havoc like that, nothing that encourages wreaking havoc like that. If you have a moral compass, put it back in your pocket, then download GTA Vice City and play it and celebrate its 10th anniversary in style. That is it for this week on the monitor. We will be back next week. I don't know why I'm pointing with alternating hands. Let's do jazzercise. But you can always email us, but until we see you next week, inspirational catchphrase here.